Today, we're talking about a skill that's kind of like a real-life superpower, the ability to talk to anyone. Seriously, it can land you a job, spark a romance, or just make your day-to-day life feel so much more connected. So, how do we actually get good at it?
Does this sound familiar? I mean, that feeling that some people are just born with this magical ability to connect. Meanwhile, the rest of us are on the outside trying to crack some secret code. It just feels so mysterious, almost unlearnable. Well, here's the thing. Great communication, it's not magic. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it. So we're going to break down some of the most effective techniques out there and turn that mystery into a clear, actionable playbook you can start using, like today. All right, first up, and you might be surprised to hear this, but the most important part of any conversation actually happens before you even open your mouth. It's all about that first impression, and guess what? It's almost entirely nonverbal. Just look at this number for a second. Over 80%. According to experts, over 80% of someone's first impression of you has absolutely nothing to do with what you say. It's decided before a single word is spoken. It's all about how you look, how you move. Because deep down, people are drawn to certainty and strength. So how do you project that confidence? Well, communications expert Lael Loans has these three amazing pillars. First up, posture. Stand tall, shoulders back. Imagine you're hanging from a trapeze by your teeth. It pulls everything up and straight. It just screams confidence. Second, sticky eyes. This is a good one. Pretend your eyes are glued to theirs with like warm taffy. Just hold that eye contact a fraction of a second longer than you normally would. It creates this powerful sense of connection. And finally, number three, the flooding smile. Don't just flash a quick fake grin. Instead, pause. Really look at the other person. And then let a big, genuine smile slowly flood your face. It feels so much more sincere and incredibly welcoming. Okay, so you've nailed the nonverbal impression. Awesome. But now you actually have to say something. And this right here is where so many of us just freeze up. So let's talk about the dreaded art of small talk. You know, the biggest mistake we all make is thinking small talk is about exchanging facts. It's not. Forget the weather report. I want you to think of it as music. It's all about creating a nice melody, a good rhythm that puts the other person at ease. The words are just the lyrics. The real goal is to create a warm, positive vibe. Here is a super simple, powerful switch you can make like tonight. Our default question is always, so, what do you do? But that can feel like you're putting someone in a box, you know? It can feel a little judgmental. So instead, try this. So, how do you spend most of your time? That one tiny change opens the door to everything. Their jobs, sure, but also their passion projects, their family, their hobbies. It lets them decide what they're excited to talk about. Okay, the music has started. You've asked a great opening question. The conversation is actually flowing. Now what? How do you move from that surface level chatter to something, a little more meaningful? The goal here is to forge a real connection. And the absolute foundation for any real connection is active listening. And no, that doesn't just mean staying quiet while you think about the brilliant thing you're going to say next. It means turning off your own inner monologue and directing all of your focus onto them. Your goal isn't to plan a response. It's to truly understand their world. It's about being genuinely curious. So what does that actually look like? Well, one of the best techniques is called looping for understanding. It's so simple. You listen, then you repeat back the most important part of what you heard in your own words, and then you check in with a simple question like, did I get that right? That little loop is so powerful. It makes sure you're on the same page, but more importantly, it makes the other person feel completely and totally heard. It's the difference between just saying, oh, that's interesting, and saying, so if I'm hearing you right, you felt frustrated because you weren't being included. Is that about right? You feel the difference? It's huge. This quote from Zig Ziglar just says it all, doesn't it? You can be the smartest, most fascinating person in the room, but none of it matters until people feel that you actually care about them. The secret to being liked isn't about being interesting, it's about being interested. It's about shifting the spotlight off you and onto them. And in the end, that's really what it all comes down to. This is the core principle. People will forget the specific stories you told, they'll forget the facts you shared, but they will never, ever forget how you made them feel. The real goal of any great conversation is to leave the other person feeling just a little bit better than they did before. So, we've gone through body language, we've tackled small talk, and we've dived into deep listening. Now for our last section, let's just boil all of this down into one single guiding principle, your ultimate communication superpower.
If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. Your goal is not to be impressive, it's not to sound witty or smart. The single most powerful thing you can do in any interaction is to make the other person feel important. Every time you really listen, every time you ask a thoughtful question, you are giving them a gift. You're silently telling them, hey, you matter. What you have to say is important. That is the secret. Every single day is just filled with opportunities to practice these skills. With a coworker, the barista at the coffee shop, a friend, a family member, you have the tools now. So the only question left is, who are you going to share them with? Who will you make feel truly seen and heard today?